Well, just how big of a future does Vincent D'Onofrio have in the MCU? Like, could he show up in Secret Wars? Well, recently, the Daredevil Born Again star addressed these rumors directly, talking a little bit about Spider-Man 4 and the potential for him to show up in much bigger events, like Secret Wars. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, looking back to those Netflix Marvel series and what worked, there probably isn't a cast that is more beloved by fans than Vincent D'Onofrio's take on Wilson Fisk. He carried the character with such a powerful energy, it immediately connected with fans, and when we saw him make his MCU debut in Hawkeye, many people wondered if there was going to be a big future for the character. Now, he returned once again recently in Echo, which left us with an awfully big cliffhanger, making it crystal clear Wilson Fisk was setting his sights on becoming the mayor of New York. Now, his story is going to continue in Daredevil Born Again, but there have been some huge rumors that he could be a huge part of not just Born Again, but Spider-Man 4. Now, recently, D'Onofrio talked a little bit about these rumors with comicbook.com, and he seemed to address them pretty head-on. But, like a consummate professional, he chose his words carefully. He actually said, "I think if the powers that be want it to happen, it will happen, you know? I think there certainly hasn't been any kind of talk that it's not going to happen. I mean, to me, that's a direction we should go in. But who knows? You know, you get these calls and they're like, oh, we're doing this now. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, it's like that." Now, they went on to talk about where else Fisk could show up in, and even the possibilities of him being in an Avengers-level event. And he still seemed pretty confident that could happen. He added, "I don't see why he just has to be in one situation. Part of storytelling in Echo is his reach has gotten further. He's gone from controlling Hell's Kitchen and certain stuff coming in and out of the ports of Manhattan, and the veins of his business are running wider across the country, I think eventually across the world. So I think he's sort of in every place. I think that's the way I see it. I see it as Vanessa and him being quite powerful. And so, I think really do I mean everywhere? Well, I love the fact that Marvel Studios exec Brad Wunderbaum compared Kingpin to Thanos, by the way, because I didn't know that he said that until you told me, and that means there's a lot of jobs to come. That's a good thing. So all of this sounds to me like Marvel might indeed have some pretty big plans for the Kingpin. D'Onofrio was playing coy when talking about Spider-Man and seemed to dance around the question a little bit, but he clearly feels the Kingpin's presence in the MCU is far-reaching and could be here for a really long time. Now, that begs the question of whether he could stay in the MCU for a long time, because the role can be physically challenging. But in that same interview, he actually said that as long as the powers that be have him, that he would continue to play the part. Now, this was in reference to the fact that he no longer need to gain and lose weight in order to play the character. Apparently, Marvel's worked out all of those logistics, and this means he would be up for playing Wilson Fisk, well, at relatively short notice and almost at any time, meaning the character is likely to show up a lot more because the actor is so enthusiastic about playing the part. Now, obviously, the street-level story is going to play out over several movies, and we got quite a long time before we see the Kingpin face off with Daredevil and Spider-Man along with all their friends, and I don't think he'll be alone, so the next couple years are going to be interesting, not only to see what Wilson Fisk does, but who Wilson Fisk brings with him. But that's a topic for another video.